Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Hi, I'm Kevik.
Flynn. Sika.
Thessaly. Oma.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes. After the Ondalian soldiers garrisoned within Ironlight Castle departed to make their way into the city and aid with reparation efforts, an absentee figure from the Ironlight's leadership arrived. None other than Melleru Cardinal, dragging Nessa, one of the betrayers responsible for the death of several Ironlight sentinels. Though a good sign on its own, her return, Melleru's attempt to step back into her previous role as a leader of the Ironlight without acknowledging her wrongdoing or attempting any sort of explanation as to her absence was met with scorn from our resident fighter and sentinel Flynn. In front of the gathered sentinels, Flynn confronted Melleru on her absence, her failures as a leader, and noted that the Ironlight had made it through one of the most trying times in their history without her at the helm. Called into question her leadership and ability to lead, throwing into stark relief the direction the Ironlight has taken under her guidance. Backed up by his classmates and many of the other senior sentinels, Melleru was forced to confront the fact that her tenure as the leader of the collective has come to an end, and some new form of governance would take the place. The exact nature of this new arrangement still in question. There were other pressing matters to attend to: what to do with Nessa and the other betrayers who remained in the Agents of Repair's care. A tribunal was elected from amongst the senior faculty. The betrayers Ilinar, Nessa, and Chath brought forth. Witnesses were called, testimony given, and though it was a very near thing, the three betrayers did not face execution, as many believed they rightfully deserved. Instead, they were marked traitors, absolved of their Ironlight markings, and threatened on pain of death should they ever return to Addersfeld or raise a hand against any Ironlight member ever again. And they were banished from the city. Long overdue judgment having been handed down, you all took to the halls of Ironlight Castle for some much-needed and much-deserved rest. Olma chose to nap, and then wake up and make use of her time to continue working on the scroll she received from Seeker. And during her scholarship, she discovered the magical power locked within the words of this ancient item. She came to Seeker, explained to him that what he'd been carrying for all of these years, and Seeker in turn was reminded of times long past, his history, the choices he's made, and some decisions that are yet to be made on the path that still lies ahead. Thessaly and Kellic made their way to the library, where they began the process of tutoring Thessaly in Undercommon, so that they may better understand one half of the world their partner comes from. And Flynn had some long overdue conversations, and made his own form of peace with the events of the last days, namely the fate of his pact, the undoing of it, and the relief of shared responsibility, and knowing that it's okay to ask for help when you need it. But eventually, you all found your way to sleep here in the halls of Ironlight Castle, and we return now in the morning, each of you awakening in your rooms, knowing that today you must return once again to the city of Stillgate for an audience with Queen Isolde to explain the events of the siege and perhaps get some insight on what to do next. So, I ask you all, the day is yours. It is early morning as the rays of dawn begin to break in through the various quarters in the Ironlight Castle you all find yourselves in, and I ask you, Agents of Repair, what do you like to do?
I suppose we should gather everyone.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we should move pretty quickly. Yeah.
Did you sleep alright?
Yeah, I did. How are you?
Good.
All right. I think.
Surprisingly, given the state of these quarters.
Well, do you think Flynn's going to be reluctant to leave after all the change?
He's checked with his crew every time we've stepped out of the castle. So, yes. I do think so.
I understand, but...
Certainly. If I had not been banished, I would have been reluctant to leave the temple.
Yes, I imagine... do you ever think about going back? Now that things are different?
Yes, I wanted to for a long time. But seeing it now, it feels foreign to me.
Oh. maybe there's sort of a compromise. I mean, I think after we do what we have to do, things are going to have to change quite a bit everywhere.
Yeah. Something that I've grown more cognizant of is just how much the temples change the way the city works.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'd like to do something that fixes the city without the gods. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because with the gods and all the politics, it can get ugly pretty fast.
It seems to be where the worst decisions get made.
Aye.
But for what it's worth, I want you to consider all options because I want you to be happy in whatever comes next after this. So, whatever that means.
Are you gonna be there?
Of course.
Well, then I'll be happy.
And I blush.
And I look away.
And I also look away. And I start to get ready for the day.
All right, cool. The two of you get ready, leave your own quarters, and begin seeking everybody else out. Is there anything anybody wanted to do in the morning before you kind of all gather?
Nah.
All right.
I think as I'm getting ready to gather up, I'll wake up and similar as many nights before, my bed still has the papers and the bestiary open with all the documents, and my pen, my quill or whatnot is kind of just on the bed. My sword is still sitting there, and I've once again fallen asleep in the middle of reviewing. And Chat's book is also sitting on the edge of the bed, and I wake up and kind of get things sorted, and I'm packing up. And I put my bestiary in. I grab my sword and kind of dismiss it, or I'll sheath it actually in the backpack. Put the quill away, tidy up the bed, and I'll go to reach for Chat's book, and I'll pause. Just kind of pick it up and just hold it and just look at it, and just set it in the center of my bed. Head out the door and go and find my friends.
You leave it there? Okay. All right.
Cool.
Look back. Close the door behind you.
Yeah.
Bed made. The Spartan accommodations here.
Yeah.
Almost, if not for the book, almost identical to how you arrived last night. And you leave that piece of something behind. You eventually all kind of gather yourselves. You find yourselves in the open courtyard, not far from the large, tribunal room where everything happened yesterday. In this kind of northeast section of the castle, but you guys all come together, and you can see that there are people training and things like that already. It seems like things have slipped back into a somewhat familiar pattern. Some sentinels you see are getting ready to leave. It looks like there are people like packing up and backpacks and things like that.
Anyone from my class or anyone I know?
No, none of them are looking to leave right now. You can see Victor is standing, arms crossed, looking out over the training grounds. For like at a quick glance, it's all you see right now. But you guys all gather together.
And I have been like standing next to Victor for a moment.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you guys walk up while I'm standing there next to Victor, I'm trying to mimic his arms crossed, looking out over there. And you just see my mouth moving like endlessly. And so I'm like, Victor's not even looking at me, but I'm like, well, so like we gotta go talk to the queen because like we're really important people. Is there anything you want me to tell her about you? Because like I'll tell her. Like she's like my best friend. So.
And you're just getting like a just grunts, like just monosyllabic. Like and he's never like looks at you. He's just like sitting there, just like looking out over everything, just letting it all wash over.
Oh, Oma.
But he does appear to be paying attention. Like he inserts at all the right, points to like validate what you're saying.
Yep.
As I walk up, I'll just kind of look at her and look at him and just. It's true. We did break in to the queen's residence. That's how we met her. It's true. That's what she's saying is true.
based on what I've seen of all of you so far, it's not something I really doubted. And he kind of looks to all of you guys, like eyes land on you, uncrosses his arms, and he walks over, just stands next to you. He's like, "You all look ready to leave."
Are you?
We have to. And I think this place is in good hands for now.
How long before a new leader is chosen or restructuring is done?
This is new. So I'm not real sure. A couple of us spent a little bit of time talking about it last night. I talked to Melleru. I don't know. Some kind of council, maybe? Get some different perspectives in. Just, I don't know, but times are changing. And he kind of looks around at everything, like here and this place and all the sentinels that are gathered here. Looks down at you. But I think it's in good hands too. And then he looks up and he points, and you see your class. They're all walking over, looking at all of you guys, seeing that you guys are all also ready to leave. See, Caitlin's got finally her arm is like in a little bandage, like she's got a little sling going. Zorkal looks a little less tired than he did yesterday morning, but still pretty exhausted. He's walking pretty slow. And then Pierre and Evelyn are they look pretty,
about
they look
100%
okay,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
They're all okay. Bearing some bruises and cuts.
And Victor's
things like
looking
that.
good now. His arm was dislocated or something.
He, I think Thessaly
took care of
patched
it.
him up
Yeah.
pretty quick. Yeah,
Cool.
he's they all kind of join you guys, and Victor says, "Yeah, in good hands. I think it's well, this place has stayed the same for about 600 years, and I think by now it's probably time for some adjustments."
Yeah.
So, thanks for that.
I mean, this is what needed to happen. I mean, you've seen how things have changed. I mean, when was the last time you were here?
I'm gonna try to stay pretty far away, otherwise they're gonna shove me behind a desk before too long.
Yeah, well, sorry about that.
Yeah.
You
back off to Stillgate?
Yeah, we have a royalty to meet.
No shit.
Yeah.
I think Olma was mentioning that she's best friends with the queen.
I heard.
Yes.
He looks over at you. And you see he's like smiling at you. Looks at you. Like, I never thought I'd find another to rival you, but
I know.
See why you guys get along.
Get along is a stretch, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Almost as close as Oma and the Queen.
So, fast friends, huh?
The best of friends, yeah.
Why do I feel like you guys are not saying the truth?
We're making fun of you, kid.
That's not very nice.
I
Sometimes
was
it is.
wholly sincere.
It's a
I was
form of
poking some
endearment.
fun.
You ever tease your friends?
Only Flynn.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
We're friends, right?
I thought we were best friends, but then I met Victor. And then I met everybody in your party, so I don't know.
He laughs.
Anyway.
Shall we head out?
Yeah. I'll look to Victor and look to the class. Just keep things in order here, and I'll Seeker, do they have ink, right? You guys have ink. Is he giving you ink?
Zorkal, I think he pulls out like
Okay, great. Yeah. Give those
You
to other
can
people.
Zorkal, Kaylin,
Zork-
and Victor,
Great.
right? At this
If you guys
point?
need anything, or if you make a decision on where things need to lead or anything, I mean, I'd like to help. I know we got a lot going on. Maybe I can, when all this is over, I can come back and maybe help set things straight here and figure out the new path for the Iron Light.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I have some ideas.
Yeah, we'll have to drop some new charter, and I don't know.
I know that the reliquaries keeps filling up every day, so
Yeah, we might have some new recruits coming in after news of this gets out. And he kind of smiles,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well-
We'll keep in touch.
Of course. And I'll kind of just give him a little like salute out, handshake, hug. I'll kind of walk
Close
down the
your
line. Evelyn, Pierre.
Zorkal gives you a hug.
And
Pierre.
as I'm hugging Zorkal, it's kind of, hey, random question. First off, how you feeling?
Still pretty shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a little exhausted too, but I mean, nothing. Anyway, when you were kind of getting resurrected and all that, just wondering if you had like any type of memory come to mind or anything like that. And if so, like, what was it?
I remember it was warm
Okay.
and saw somebody. Looked like a man in a cloak. And then it smelled sand and oil and metal and leather. And then I woke up.
Okay. Hopefully it made you feel good.
Well, I knew at the time that I needed to come back.
Glad you did.
Me too. Thanks for that. And he looks over at you.
Anytime.
Hopefully never again, though.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, not anytime.
No more last dance for you for a long time, okay?
Okay. All right, Flynn.
I'm gonna give
Gives
him
you a hug.
Everyone, say it every time. Stay safe.
Will do. And you hear that. Of course. Like all the different voices of everybody kind of nod, except for Evelyn. She just nods.
I miss you the most.
And she,
Good talking.
miss you too, Flynn. Does not smile. Just says it.
I'll adjust my little shoulder pad. All right, are we ready?
Let's not keep the Queen of Ondale waiting any more than we need to.
Of course. Of course.
Please.
Thank you all. For everything.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Good luck. We'll be in touch. And they all just kind of like one by one give you hugs and just watch you guys turn around and walk out. You hear the call go up. Open the gates! The big iron light gates open up ahead of you guys. You take to the streets of Addersfeld and you hear the gates of iron light close behind you. Different change than it was when you got here. In more ways than one. And hopefully for the better. So,
As we start walking,
Yeah.
So Dizzy sent a message yesterday and said that they heard about what we did, and they would meet us in Stillgate.
Oh,
Grandel.
We don't have to worry about
good
them.
then, yes. I mean, if she's able to leave, then it means the city is sort of stabilizing, right? So I would think that that's a good sign.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any Caldurian soldiers that aren't chained up, so I think we're doing okay.
I mean, we got the general of the army to call a retreat. I think we did
Certainly,
pretty well.
certainly. No, I'm sure recovery is going to be.
How the hell did we
Gonna
get to
take
that?
some time.
It was that was stressful.
How'd you get in the wagon?
That is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was new.
Well, I have my swords are a little, and I hold out the swords because they look different. They look like more wicked. The pommels are like red and sort of like emblazoned with this like almost draconic eye looking fixture. They were a gift from Fenra, and they have some interesting properties.
Huh.
And so I used one, and it it lets me transport via flames.
What?
Yes.
I gotta start praying.
What?
This is what it took!
Flynn, I don't think it was just the prayer. That's not.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
But you don't
We'll talk
know
about
that
it.
it wasn't just the prayer.
I guess
Oh, and it's a good point.
No,
I think it took a bit more than a.
No, it was a lot. We can have Flynn. We can dissect
we gotta go
this a
left
different
here. We gotta
time.
go left here.
Right,
Yep.
right. You know the way. I'm following
Yeah.
you.
All right. And as you guys make your way through the streets of Addersfeld, again, you see now on the second day, you see no more Caldurian soldiers. They appear to have been moved off to whatever locations as prisoners of war who have surrendered. The people who maybe got caught behind the lines. You do see lots of soldiers running around, all wearing Ondalian colors. People running like timbers and masonry and things like that. It looks like the craftsmen of the city have all been called to task. And you see very quickly, a repair effort underway. As buildings are already like rubble's being cleared. Basically every wagon in the city's been requisitioned to move and clear away any rubble or leavings from the results of the siege. And you guys pass a lot of little, just different interactions. People coming back to their homes. You see some families who come back to nothing more than a burned out husk, kind of wondering what it is they're going to do. But you also see people reunited with one another who were separated during the siege. You see soldiers who get to come home and see their families, and kind of an interesting blend of both loss and exultation as the aftermath is slowly but surely resolving itself. But you eventually find your way into the old military district, find ahead of you the doorway that leads to the shoddy basement where the teleportation circle that will lead you back to the Athenium Arcanum stands. Make your way down into the basement.
Does anyone else want to do it this time? I've done it every time. I figured that.
Just go for it.
Okay. Left, right, center.
Yeah. All right. You hear the pleasant 3 clicks
do it.
of the levers
I would.
as you all, as the door opens, the trap not going on.
Yeah.
Step down into the basement and see once again the large 10-foot diameter circle with the arcane runes all spread about. And who pulls the lever?
I'll pull it.
All right, Kellic, you walk over and whoosh, you feel that strange tilting sensation as your stomach drops out from underneath you as you are pulled through time and space, and feel a jolt as your feet hit solid earth again. And you see once more the familiar surroundings of Hayfried's Goopy Void.
Oh, the void.
Love it so much.
Hop, skip.
Ready to go?
And skip.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Is the letter that I just wrote still there?
Still there. Yeah, it's still there.
Good to know.
Yeah. You guys make your way across the platforms, call down the requisite ones, make your way over to the secondary teleportation circle. This one connected to the one in Stillgate, and you feel again that same lurching sensation as your feet.
Hold your breath,
Right.
Flynn.
And you see the sun breaking over the now familiar expanse of the white and gray marble, the roofs gilded in gold and brass and bronze. You see Stillgate spread out underneath you from this tower atop the Athenium Arcanum here in the city. So, you guys headed towards the Capitolium?
Yeah.
Yep.
Queen.
To the queen.
We're booking it.
Yeah.
Don't want to be
We got
late.
an appointment.
Do we know, like, if we're late, if we're early, like, what's our time frame looking like right
Basically, she told you guys tomorrow morning. As far as the time that you arrived, it wasn't specified, but
We're on.
she's expecting you this morning here. Yeah, it wasn't
Which makes
like
me personally
9 o'clock.
anxious. Yep.
Like, yeah, she just said, "Come talk to me in
Awful.
the morning." Right.
Right on.
So you all wind your way down the stair, passing through again the expansive grounds of the Athenium here. And make your way through the civic district. It is not too far away. The Athenium sits on the northeastern section of the civic district where it kind of borders the Parchment district to the east, but you eventually find your way winding once more through the white cobblestone streets and find yourselves in front of the massive, sprawling complex of the Capitolium. As you guys enter, you can see it is abuzz with activity. There are multiple people running around everywhere, running in and out. But as you arrive at the front door, you see there are no less than 8 Steamstride Wardens that are all stationed out front. You also see what appear to be 3 mages dressed in robes that would denote them as either faculty or official magi of the city itself. They're all wearing like ceremonial official robes, and you can see like anybody who's going into the Capitolium is being very thoroughly like searched, questioned, dispel magic. Like you can see actually they bear wands. They're like dispelling magic on people.
Very similar to last time we were here.
Yeah. So this one, well, no, this is different. This is a much more intense security than the last time you were here. Like basically everything has been like tripled.
Right, because someone snuck.
So yeah, they are like casting dispel magic.
Someone bypassed.
Well, no.
Lots of someone snuck in.
There were a couple
places.
sneaking
I'm
in.
not the one who caused the problem.
Where'd it go?
That might have been the assassins,
I
but
knew it was the assassin.
Could have been the assassin.
but you guys do arrive, and though you are recognized, it is still gone through the process. You feel like basically the touch of dispel magic as it washes over you. So anybody that is under the effects of any spells right now, I don't think that's anybody, but they would be dispelled. You guys are very closely inspected, all of your weapons and things like that. But because you are questioned a little bit, but your identities having been verified, you are allowed to enter in. But what do you guys say when you arrive there? Like when you get up to the front there, you can see that there is one Steamstride Warden who does appear to be kind of in charge, and does ask you what. Basically, you guys come up, and after you guys have been thoroughly inspected, what is your business within the Capitolium? We can provide an escort for you.
We have a meeting with Queen Isolde.
Wonderful. And you get the sense that he expected that, but wanted the verbal confirmation. Like it's like these weird little games. They're like testing you guys to see if you know what you're talking about too. So he takes that in stride. And just
as
Steam
yeah.
Oh, okay, because he's a steam
Get out.
stride.
Get out.
Yeah, I'm just seeing myself.
Okay.
We'll pick up there next time. I'm gonna go recover.
Replace our lovely
Just
room.
kidding.
And
You're welcome for the psychic damage.
Two of the he like raises a hand, and you see as 2 other Steamstride Wardens run over from basically like the square, and like a moment later, 2 of them take place here while he and another walk with you guys into the building. They are the whole time they're next to you. You can't really see their faces. They are obscured by the opaque helmets. You can kind of just see like the bottom half of the chin. But they're walking with you, and you can see their eyes just like scanning the entire time. And as you walk in, you do feel that while there is a sense of like hustle and bustle in this place, you also notice as you look around, there are a lot of Stillgate and Steamstride Wardens that are in here. That are accompanying a lot of different people going to and fro. But you guys are led through the very cavernous chambers, and eventually you arrive at the same wide double doorways into the Capitolium itself, into the parliamentary chambers. You enter into that space, and it is empty, but you are taken sort of around the outside corridor and up a set of stairs that you recall last time. And eventually you're led backwards into the double doors behind the dais where the queen normally sits in attendance with the members of the council. There at the doorway, there are 2 more Steamstride Wardens, as well as an additional mage. Same protocol has gone over. You are dispelled, you are investigated, you are searched, and then eventually the doors open. And you see the long hallway. You go down, and eventually
we fought in.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
you fought in.
That's
you
that
see here there are masons at work on the hall.
I wonder why.
You can see some scaffolding. is up.
Turn my head away.
Yeah, some masons are at work. You see like scaffolding has been erected, and there's a couple of people up there who are trying to patch up the hole under again the watchful eyes of no less than 4 Stillgate.
Gotta call an angel down. I don't know.
It was
Hey, you know what?
necessary.
You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
But eventually you arrive once again, you cross the hallway through the doorways, which stand open, and you arrive into the Queen's Council chambers. And you see, standing above the sort of large round table, you see Queen Isolde. There are maps laid out. You see in attendance are a few different figures. You see Valeris Thorn, who you see the large orcish man. He is standing to Queen Isolde's right, sort of arms crossed, like arms crossed, like looking at maps. You can see what appear to be various markers of different troops and different bodies of soldiers. You kind of hear the tail end of the conversation as you walk in. Valeris speaking to Isolde says, "We're pulling some additional units out of Mornstead in order to reinforce Addersfeld to make sure that the weakness in the walls is covered." And he just kind of starts like talking logistics of an additional contingent coming from Hammerhold and et cetera, et cetera. You see Admiral
quick
Elia.
question.
Oh yeah,
This is the table I hid under for quite a while.
that's
Yes.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Very well.
Yeah, this is cool being back here. Yeah.
Memories.
You see, memories. Oh, how fun. You see to the Queen's left, you see Lord Draenor. He is tall. He has his hand on the pommel of his sword. He is listening with rapt attention, just kind of looking at Valeris, standing very close to the Queen. Next to him, you see a figure you have not seen yet. You see a young man, probably in his early to mid-20s. You see like a very light sort of sepia-toned skin, with like a rash of freckles kind of across the nose, and loose curly hair in a short like military-style haircut. That is standing, and as you see him standing next to Lord Draenor, you can see kind of an interesting blend between Draenor and Queen Isolde as Alistair, the Queen's oldest son, stands next to his father, participating in the goings-ons here.
You said his hair was what color?
It's like a dark, like a deep black. Similar to Queen Isolde's.
Okay.
And he's just a little bit lighter skinned, and then has that freckle, like rash of freckles, kind of across the bridge of the nose, but has his mother's eyes, and he has slightly elvish features. Lord Draenor is half elf himself, and Isolde's human, so he has like that kind of. The sort of like more delicate facial features, the slight upward curve to the ear, not quite like a full half elf, but the elven ancestry is noteworthy. But built more like, not built so lively as his father. He's a little sturdier, actually, like a little broader. You see, just dressed in like official, like he has a breastplate that upon it you see the tree and cogs of Ondale.
Does he seem like a Nepo baby, or does he seem like he's actually been like...
Roll insight for Nepo, baby.
Well, we haven't met this person yet, so we
You
don't
guys
really
have
know.
not met him.
Okay.
No, but
You
does
guys
he
have met
appear like he's pampered
Sure.
versus appearing like
interesting.
like he's never actually had to do anything?
I just
roll
make sure I don't know
roll an
his
insight
name.
check for
Yeah.
me.
Nepo
actually.
baby
See what,
roll?
Get a sense of like his stance and how he's presenting
Yeah,
himself
if he's
in
like
this
paying
room.
attention or like
Is
whatever.
he like,
I don't
is he
know
like
here.
whatever? This
I'm
is
the
stupid.
fucking
Or like,
prince.
does he might be paying attention but like not care? Like,
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
like think he's better than everyone at the table?
Self-important.
Right. Yeah.
Does Oma think he's cute?
Props.
Are they earned muscles or just genetic?
Real.
No, but that's a valid question for a prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
I need to know. The people need to know.
Oh, God.
Insight?
Yeah.
22.
22. Wow.
Okay.
She's almost very discerning about Nepo babies.
You're looking at this guy.
All his eyes
narrow.
Who the fuck is this dude?
You're looking at him. You see, and as you guys walk in, you see that his eyes do flick. Everybody's eyes kind of flick to you guys pretty quickly as you walk in. The queen just kind of like motions. There's a brief lull in the conversation. She motions you just to step forward, but then kind of carries on listening to Valeris. And Alma, as you look to this guy, you notice a couple of things. You see that he is very much paying attention. He is fully engaged, not distracted in any way, shape, or form. You also notice that when he walks in, he like tenses and looks at all of you guys and like assesses each of you for like threat as best he can. Like he like squints his eyes back at you and is kind of like looking over all of you as the unfamiliar figures enter into the room. As you look, he carries a sword on his hip, opposite side from his father. and but his hand kind of rests on the sword easily, as if it's comfortable. And you can see across his hands like thick calluses and the thick hands of a guy who is no stranger to work of some kind,
Okay.
physical or otherwise. He carries himself with a very like regal bearing, kind of chin up, like shoulders back, he's kind of like a spitting image of his dad. But he does not appear like languid or unengaged to your eyes.
Okay.
He carries himself like someone who knows what to do with the sword, though. Like, kind of just like little, like comfortable in his physicality. So he does the same to you guys, kind of gives you guys all a once over. And then finally, standing to the left, you see Salix.
Yeah.
Helmet off.
Waiting.
Oh, I know
I was
that guy.
waiting for that.
I know that guy.
Helmet sitting off, the current High Warden of the Steamstripe Wardens.
Oh, yeah.
Helmet off on the thing, kind of hands spread, also looking at the maps. They all kind of see you guys walk in, and kind of wrap up the conversation as Queen Isolde comes up, folds her hands. Hello, welcome back. What can I do for all of you? I'd like to hear news. You are the most recent and freshest eyes I've had in Addersfeld. How go the repairs? And please tell me of your exploits. I'm to understand they're rather impressive.
Well,
Yeah,
It went well.
yes.
repairs
well.
have just begun. It was merely yesterday that the retreat was called by General Argloom.
We've already actually reached out to many of the city's guilds. They're sending some of their craftsmen down to aid in the repairs of the walls, as well as the city itself.
Oh, good.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, everything went really, really well, actually. Other than the fact that, not related to the Kaldorian army, but, a portal was open to the abyss?
To the hells, I
Hells?
think.
And a lot of demons started coming out. Or devils. I never can remember the difference
So,
between those.
The reports are true.
Oh, yeah. If
Yes.
that's what they reported, that's true. But we took care of it. And actually, Iron kind of helped us take care of it.
My
so.
queen, it would seem that
Hand on the shoulder comes down.
Yeah.
All right.
it would seem that the ferocity of this conflict has drawn the forces of evil. That was our assessment when we looked upon the gate, and the way we were able to close it was to try to bring about an end to the violence in the city. So in that effort, we have made inroads to, well, I can't say for sure, but to find a path to end the war. And I will pull from my pocket the letter.
Yup.
Read it with discretion, Your Grace.
And like kind of puts the mask on. No indication of how she feels about what you've said, but she opens the letter and begins to read. And for the benefit of all present,
Oh,
she will
shit.
read
He doesn't read it out loud, but you're just
No,
gonna let us
yeah.
know. Okay.
She's going to read it out
Oh,
loud.
shit.
Oh!
Yeah,
Shit.
she's going to read it out
Okay,
loud
she trusts.
for
Discernment.
everybody's.
She trusts everybody.
Yeah.
I guess everybody
Felix.
except
I
for
mean,
her
every-
son.
No,
Trying
no,
to
everybody-
save
so
her
actually,
life.
that's a very good point. She would probably like read it first,
Yeah.
like quickly herself,
Okay.
and then so she reads it. You see her read it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good point. Yeah. So she reads through it, and then you see is like at the like her eyebrow, like one cool eyebrow just like arches, and her eyes narrow. Looks up and begins to read.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay.
Your Majesty, I pen this letter with a heavy heart and a burdened spirit, but as has always been my way, I must speak my mind. My loyalty to Kaldur and your highness is unwavering, yet it is my duty to voice concerns that weigh upon my conscience. We stand at a crossroads, with decisions that could shape the future of our beloved kingdom. This alliance with the Shinzo has been brokered by Minister Wraithbrew under the banner of necessity. However, I must express my profound reservations about their intentions and the shadows that linger over their past. The Drow, as you are well aware, are not merely allies of convenience, but practitioners of arts that our forebears fought valiantly to suppress. Their allegiance to one of the old gods, whose dark tendrils still seek to strangle the light from our world, is particularly alarming. This contradiction gnaws at the very principles we have stood for, especially during these turbulent times when we seek to diminish the worship of such deities. While I understand the strategic advantages their support might offer, it is imperative to question the cost of such an alliance. The same dark magics we battled in the Great War are those they weave into their daily rites, a bitter irony that does not escape me, nor should it escape us as a kingdom. As we continue to navigate this war, my hope remains to find a resolution that secures peace without compromising the soul of Kaldor. I trust your wisdom, my king, but urge you to consider these points with the gravity they deserve. Let us not be blinded by immediate gains, but look to the future we are shaping for generations to come. Respectfully and always at your service, Iregloom.
Oh.
So, it would seem that May Iregloom, the general who has vexed us for quite some time, wishes for, she looks down to the letter, a resolution that secures peace.
We can confirm this with some authority.
And was that the measure of her?
Yeah.
You all got?
Aye.
Very much.
We spoke at length.
She also fought alongside us to stop the people who were opening and worsening these rifts and the things that were coming out of them.
And she gave us intel that I passed on to Westreach of the impending attack. She committed treason.
And she's gonna look into some other things on her end and give us updates. With the Shinzo twins and this like race bone guy. Brew? Race brew guy.
And Minister Gemstone
Yeah.
was also someone she alerted us to.
She's not a fan of them.
She's aware that there are some people similarly to how you had some people on your side that maybe were trying to stoke the flames in not so great ways. Old general who's not here anymore. You know, it seems like they've got that too, where there are a few people who are trying to stoke the flames.
Lord Draenor, I would ask for your opinion. And Lord Draenor steps forward a little bit. Well, if in fact Iregloom is a sympathizer with the idea of coming to a peaceful resolution, my queen, we owe it to our people to explore it, at the very least. Then you will go yourself. I send my best. And you, Alistair. It's time you learned.
Oof. Hopefully we didn't get the king consort and her oldest son killed.
Ripples.
This is something that you guys know. Like, Lord Draenor's arguably one of the best diplomats in the world. He is shrewd negotiator, incredibly erudite, and has handled is basically the country's foreign minister and has been for a very long time. Well, about 30 years to be precise. And he, nods his head, and she'll be as my queen wills. Alistair, we have preparations to make.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lord Draenor, just a note. There's a wyvern rider named Brunyata Jadebow who just loathes you. So just keep an eye on the skies as you travel.
There's a very long list of people who no doubt loathe me, but I'll add her name.
She mentioned feeding you to her pet. So
Oh yeah, when we were,
just
and Iregloom trusted us in confidence with this and is going to try, but is also in danger for this position.
So discretion.
I trust, and she kind of sweeps her gaze over the room. I trust it goes without saying that none of what's been spoken here leaves. And everybody, one by one, all the people in attendance nod their heads. I imagine you all do as well.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
My king, the queen speaks to Draenor. Make the necessary arrangements. Of course, you shall not go without a proper guard. We'll begin reaching out to... You should reach out to your allies in Ganboldir as well. See if they'd like to send anybody. It might be well, I trust you can convince them. And he kind of smiles and nods his head.
At that nod, Tesseran, I say hello.
And he nods. I'll make note of it. All right. Do you have any further need of me? And the queen shakes her head. Says, "This is your current missive I give you. See to the arrangements. I trust you." He nods his head, takes a bow. "Come, Alistair." And the two of them walk out on their way to begin the process of putting together the necessary delegations, making the arrangements, reaching out to all the appropriate people. And we will see where that goes.
Sick nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Type shit.
Ripples. Let's go. Let's go.
Wow. All
Wow.
right.
Nerve-wracking a little bit.
A little.
Oh, yeah. They're
Fun.
like,
A little.
there's like a silence that kind of like, and Valeris does, as after Draenor leaves, he does lean to the queen. He says, "My queen, it is not my desire to question your wisdom, but are we sure that we can trust them? Not you, but Iregloom. You said it yourself, she's vexed us for a very long time. I understand your caution." Then she looks to all of you. "If you believe her, there's no cost I wouldn't pay to try to bring an end to this." And Valeris just salutes.
As a man of the cloth, I've seen a lot of people fake turning good. This was real.
The letter was written before we met her, and she was walking into a trap by those very drow that she mentioned somewhere in her party, and helped open the portal that we talked about.
This concerns me. Valeris and I have heard scattered reports, not just from Addersfeld, but from other parts along the front as well, of similar events. Valeris, what are our options? And he starts to talk options in regards to, and she says, looks up at you guys again. "You said an end to the violence?
Mm-hmm. That's what closed it.
Could we call for a temporary ceasefire?" And Valeris is like, folds his arms. "Would we be giving up ground?" And the queen says, "We give no ground, but agree for the time being to stop any aggression. We defend only. Is that possible?" Valeris like reaches up and grabs his neck. "I'll see what I can do, and I'll bring you a report this evening. I have to talk to the other generals, and I'll need use of some scribes. You have them." And she just like waves her hand, dismisses him out of the room.
Could I, pull on Kellick's robes?
Mm-hmm.
As you do.
Yes, Alma.
Kellick, if the generals here are talking about a ceasefire, maybe we can let General Iregloom know, and she can try to also just defend, and then if they're both just defending,
Well, the nature of calling a ceasefire on is that they'll tell Iron
But it doesn't really seem like that was what was just said. Do I not understand?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't quite understand myself. But I think... Well, will he be announcing said ceasefire?
No, this is exploratory at best. We need to get with the generals first to see if it's even a viable option.
Aye, well, maybe we'll hold that thought.
But if it becomes a viable option, will you be sharing that with Keldor?
We would send messengers
Okay.
across the fronts and the points of conflict throughout the
Okay.
border.
Okay. Okay.
Again, this is exploratory. I make no guarantees.
Sure.
Maybe we could also see how viable of a reception that might be on Gloom's end.
Could do, if you'd like.
I'd be very interested to know.
Ajungis.
Oh.
Yeah, that was good.
Sooner than expected. Andel's considering a ceasefire. How would that land among you and yours?
25, right?
Mhm.
10 left, I think.
10 left.
It's exploratory at best, but hopeful. Oh yeah.
Aragorn left yesterday
Yeah.
morning. Can't promise it'll go well with my superiors. But I've heard additional reports of those creatures tearing into my men. If it can be agreed, until that is resolved, I'd be amenable.
She says she'd be amenable in the interest of sparing her men from the Hellspawn.
And she turns to the map and she looks, and you can actually see like the map of the front of the war. There are a number of like basically just like red markers. Altogether, probably around a dozen or so at different points all along the border. You see some that are near Coldcrest. You see some that are in the south. She kind of waves to the map. It does appear that all along the front, like this was not an isolated incident to Addersfeld. There is something that is going on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it looks like they extend as far north as Beaconsdale in sort of the northeastern, or excuse me, like directly to the north.
Sorry.
But yeah, these are the reports on this side of the border. But you see as far north as Beaconsdale and North Shield, and then all the way down to the south in like Timber Fortress and Shade Fort, like all the way down in the southern part of the continent. There are just like about, like I said, a dozen that are strung all along the front. There are a couple out in the Carnarvon Sea as well. Where it appears that some form of naval engagement probably also had a similar result.
Jeez.
Some critical mass has been reached.
Yep.
And
Do we see the map, or is this?
yeah, you guys can see it. It's spread out on the table before her, and she waves to it all.
I mean,
and-
we could. Your Grace. Have you seen one of these portals up close?
No, I've only had secondhand reports.
We've seen a multitude of them, and I can attest to how dangerous they are. I know that a lot of this is above me, and I don't understand all the workings of it, but they are without a doubt world-ending. Anything we can do to stop them is of the most importance.
Also, not for nothing, and this might help when it comes to talking to your generals. The chaos and devastation that these portals and the things coming out of these portals are wrecking on the cities are actually just lessening the hold on the outcast, which is that big bad monster guy, old god who wants to end the whole world. So, the longer the portals stay open, the more devastation they cause, the more likely the outcast is to get released. I think that's how that works. So I'm not saying you have to have a ceasefire. I'm just saying if you don't, you might end the world.
It would be a great idea. Something to really push for.
Quite the harvest we are reaping.
I wonder, is this the apocalypse that the cycle, that the prophecy foretold? Is this what's happened every time?
I'm afraid, yeah, that
Feels
might
very
be
likely.
Oh, you mean
This is
the
how
prophecy-
it starts.
oh?
The hell gates
The-
open up. There's a
Francis-
Well, you're
scourge.
supposed to listen to the she-wolf then. So find the she-wolf and listen to her, because she's the one who knows what to do.
Huh.
Mm.
I don't.
One more time, Ulma. Let's reiterate. What?
I don't think that. Yeah, that doesn't mean much.
But that's what the prophecy said. You know he's
It-
talking about the prophecy. The prophecy said find the she-wolf and then listen to the she-wolf.
Maybe we start with the portals.
I mean, this is
And then ceasefire if possible, or anything to slow the violence, because
right.
that is what is opening them.
I wonder if it's kind of if every time there's a war or some kind of conflict because of the new gods. Makes sense. And that would assist in this process. So
So it's not just the will of the new gods, but it is this
it is the
this
inevitable
cleansing
force
of
of the world.
the thinning of the veils between the worlds, and then the devils come.
The tinning.
thinning of the world. What do you mean?
This is historically not the first time something like this has happened.
What we keep hearing.
The Great War, nearly half of Elbor was consumed. And forces like we're seeing today ran rampant. I have no desire to see that kind of a world, not under my rule. We'll explore our options. It'll take a number of days to make all the necessary arrangements.
Of course.
We understand.
It was bad.
What can we do to help?
Iregloom retreated from Addersfeld when? Yesterday morning, correct?
Correct.
Did you know what route she took? Did she say?
Southern, if
I think the
anything,
forces were going south, I think.
Captain Salix, would you catch up with Valeris and instruct him that Iregloom's forces, whatever they are to be left alone until they arrive on the other side of the border? And Salix salutes, of course, and leaves the room to basically running down Valeris. So you can see kind of at the edge.
Yeah.
As he goes to leave, he looks at you, gives you a wink. He looks tired.
Yeah.
He's tired. But he's got some bags under his eyes. He's probably had some late nights too since you guys left. But he gives you a wink and takes off running.
I bump his shoulder like a little bit.
And catches your eye as well and gives you a smile before taking off out of the doorway. You see Valeris has not gotten too terribly far. That cavernous hallway you guys were fighting on, he's on the very opposite end of it. But yeah, Salix takes off running. You can kind of see the tail end of that conversation happen. But she does say, it'll take, as I said, a number of days to come to the necessary arrangements. We'll have to send out missives, arrange a meeting place for whoever it is, if they send anybody, that my husband will be meeting with. And in addition to that, you all have had a very trying couple of days. I'd ask that you stay near. Rooms have been set aside for you in my residence, if you should like them. If not, feel free to make your own. But please do inform me and the warden exactly where it is you'll be staying so we can find you should we need to.
Is there any way you could help us get somewhere else, or just me get somewhere else?
Where would you like to go?
I think it would be best, since we talked a little bit about the prophecy, I think it would be best for me to go home for a little bit, if we have time.
Oh.
So I would like to go to Sunplume, but I can't get there myself. And I know it's in Caldor, but if anybody can get me there, that'd be really cool.
All right.
So cute.
I did forget to mention someone else in this room.
Oh.
You see, so Salix has headed out. Lord Draenor has headed out.
Yeah.
Valeris and everybody is gone except for you guys, the Queen, and kind of over her right shoulder, just like standing there, like very, like kind of calmly, you see a very wizened, just old man who is standing over there, just like hands kind of calmly folded in front of him. He's wearing palace livery, and she turns over her shoulder. She says, Augusta, would you please find somebody inside of the Athenium or within the Enchanters Guild who is familiar with the area around Sunplume? And he just, but of course, Your Grace. And then, like, slowly bows, and then, like, walks out of the room very slowly. And she looks at him and she just, like, watches him leave and then just sighs. As you see this just, like, ancient, wizened man that appears to be a servant or friend of hers for a very long time.
Aww.
Who has attended her for many, many years. So, yeah, he's got like that classic, like balding, like just the bald pate, and then like the little bit of hair around the back that is, kind of swept up in like a nice little curl, like very thin white hair. He's kind of a long nose with a tiny pair of spectacles that are like perched way on the end, and yeah, he's just like folded hands in front of himself. But he slowly walks out and goes on his way to find somebody. She turns to you. She said, "Augusta will track somebody down who is familiar with the area. I'm sure we can spare a teleportation spell."
Thanks. And if you need me, that's where I'll be. But everyone else you'll have, so
Do you have means of returning?
no.
Very
What?
well.
I'll figure it out.
Very well.
What?
Huh?
As long as the majority of you are near, I suppose we
mean,
can always reconvene.
I don't have means of returning, but that doesn't mean that other people can't help me return.
Keeper?
Nope.
Understood.
All right.
Okay.
But you feel good about this, Olma?
I'm the one who asked for it.
Well, no, I just mean going there and getting back.
Yes, you're
How do you
confident you
get
can
back?
come back
Yeah.
without.
The
I don't think
the
Nalfin
logistics
knows
of the thing.
spells.
Nope, not confident I can
nothing.
get back without aid. So I guess you'll just have to look at the scroll.
Oh, right. Yes, Seeker.
Hmm.
Just make sure to check your
Oh,
handy
right.
dandy device.
Ink.
I did so good at this yesterday.
Wait, I'll look. I'll look at it. Is it gold?
Silver. Right, it's normally silver, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
normally silver.
No gold on there.
I'll help
Yeah, I
you
guess
keep an
if-
eye on it, Olma.
Send a note.
Yeah, if you
Mhm.
have problems, we can always teleport there with Kelly. You have a spot there somehow, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You'll be in Sunplume?
Yes.
And she looks down at the map. Northern Caldor?
Yes. But they're not super into Caldor there. The mayor was like super against them. So they're kind of just out of the way.
Aren't we technically like dead in the eyes of Caldor or something?
Outlaws.
Well, until
Outlaws
recently.
in- yeah.
Yeah, well,
I think they probably figured out we're not dead.
depends on what General Iragloom says, I guess.
And you feel safe there?
We ingratiated ourselves to the local mayor. Their town was attacked by giants.
And the house itself has protections.
She looks at the map and then kind of like looks at the like geography and where it is and how far away from Oakenspire. And she does, when you say giants, of what variety?
Frost giants
Yeah, cold one.
Frost, yeah.
coming down from north.
Kaldor has allied themselves, and I know employs some of the less intelligent giantkin, but it's strange.
From what we could tell, it seemed like there was a plan of some sort, wasn't there?
There was
They had a plan.
It was with
cat.
A raid?
yes. It was
Warden.
They
Right?
sometimes trouble us along the northern settlements here in the peninsula as well. Every once in a while.
It was
Townsfolk.
in conjunction with Barrett Haston.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
It was a bit of an anomaly, though. It hadn't happened in a number of years, the townsfolk mentioned.
Curious.
Things are changing.
Strange bedfellows.
I think it's mostly, the Expansion Syndicate and the Order of the Red Wolf. I think they're the ones who really worked with the giants to do that.
It's a hydra with many heads.
Yeah, I think they wanted to cause kind of mayhem because they were trying to find us. And that's where we were.
Well, as long as you do feel safe there and won't be compromised in any way, I'm loath to send you alone into, enemy territory.
Right. I'm not alone once I get there, though.
Well, but we
And
do.
she's very capable.
That's true.
If you all believe it to be a prudent choice. And she just waves her hand, dismissing the matter out of hand. She's used, this is a woman who makes decisions.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? She's just
So she's
not
like,
going to
"Well,
belabor the point, but she ain't got time for that.
She does not.
She is not.
But turns to you. It'll be arranged. Argasta should see to it.
Thanks.
Of course, it may take some time. And then she looks over the shoulder, and he's 40 feet away,
Yeah.
just making his way, man, doing his
He's
best.
so
10 feet of
old.
movement
Yep,
speed.
yeah,
That's adorable.
and
He's doing his best.
He's.
Respect him.
He's a good boy.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Please feel free to make use of again the chambers that have been set aside for you in the Monarch's residence, unless there's anything else.
My queen, could I have a word with you? Just us. I mean, your guards can stay. Obviously, I didn't mean it. Just
You
My
want to
qu-
have a private conversation?
Thank you, Olma.
Okay.
Very
Is
well.
everything all right?
Yes, everything's fine.
I mean, the guards can stay, I guess. Whatever.
I think I
I'm-
meant it.
No, I get it. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, if anyone else had anything to share,
No, you got a private
No.
conversation you need to have. Let's go.
Of all people.
I just private
I give
conversation.
Flynn a little shake.
Amazing.
Ugh.
Yeah, she looks up to you guys and basically is just you have free, you have
Yeah.
the time, stay nearby. As you guys are going to leave,
Yeah.
she does call out agents and almost the question in her own voice of how do I refer to you as a collective?
Oh, I'll turn.
But she
Mhm, I'll
says
turn.
agents.
Yes.
Well done. Thank you.
Just nod.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Miss Gwyn. Or is that I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's good.
Is that an appropriate
That's
title?
fine, yeah.
Okay. Miss Gwyn, what can I do for you? And you just kind of hear that as the Steam Stride Wardens
Yeah. We'll head to the residence or try and
Yeah.
find the residence that
you
she
guys
let
head out.
for us.
Mhm.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
You guys all head out down the hallway. And I think what we'll actually do is go ahead and roll some roleplay initiative. So this,
okay, cool.
Leslie, I think you're going to kick us off. So I'll
okay.
just have you abstain. But as far as who I get to after that, as you guys start to kind of head out towards the residence and discover what it is you're going to be going on about your days with, you guys do have some time here in the city.
so I shouldn't roll.
You're good. We're going to start with you just because we're here.
We're here. yeah.
And it works out. So
Do we add our initiative?
this is actually just so roleplay initiative is a D20 plus charisma mod.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Said the
Rated that.
sorcerer.
I mean, I rolled real low though, so.
But yeah, while you guys go ahead and do that,
All
it's
that
just a way for me to
charisma.
kind of keep track of who I've been
for
with and
sure.
who I haven't, and make sure to give everybody a reasonable amount of time to discuss what it is that they're going to do with their day. Because right now, you guys are kind of free to do as you wish for the time being.
Before we get into it, actually, really quick, as we walk out, since when the door's shut, I'll just kind of to Kellic and Oma. I know. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want. I just want to make sure if you're gonna be alone, we don't know what or where the dwarf thing guy is. What if he comes after you when we're not there?
Amberstone?
Dwarf thing guy?
The
As far as he's
undead.
concerned,
The lich.
we gave him the book. I think we're...
Are we sure that's all he cares about?
No,
Like,
He
Grata.
can't find me anymore because my necklace is working now.
okay, but I mean, he found us when it was before, right?
It was broken.
It's broken.
Okay, yeah,
Hey, Flynn.
yeah,
You still have that bow?
yeah. It's in my bag. Yeah.
You're going to use it?
I mean, I was gonna mess with it. Why do you want it?
Oh, no, I don't. But we could give it to Nalfin.
Oh, yes, before I forget. Alma, if you go to Sunbloom, and I'll... Actually, Flynn has it, right? You have
Yeah,
it
I
in
think
the-
I might have it in the
Flynn,
bag. of holding.
the helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll go in my bag and I'll pull out the little helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Red
it.
Warden
Take it.
helmet.
This is for
Strange
him.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That.
Can I put it on just one more time?
Yes,
before-
sure.
I'll put it on again.
Cool. Yeah, you can see into the shadows of the ceiling a little bit better. Yeah.
Just hope it'll give him some normalcy.
I can see you so good. Wait, let me back up a little bit.
Well, maybe you need glasses.
I never thought of that.
Like a sister with the daggers.
Well, I guess we have time. Maybe I'll go get checked.
Might be worth
That's what you're
it.
gonna do with your downtime. Doctor's appointment.
Putting this off for
Yeah, I gotta go to the
man.
dentist.
Give me Ondale's best
I
time.
need
Amazing.
I need to roll a 20/20.
And I'll
Fucking
take
That's
off the
so
helmet.
Fucking
That's
great.
actually great.
Here, Alma.
Thanks.
I mean, if you want,
I don't think you should give Nalfine the bow.
if you want to keep
Why
it,
not?
If you want to keep it, that's fine.
Because
But
Nalfine doesn't need a bow like that. He'll be fine.
what do you mean?
What isn't he like? He
Of
uses
all
a-
people, how are you
he uses
saying
a
he doesn't
bow.
need the bow?
Because it's a really fancy bow, and you guys might need the bow.
I agree with Alma here. It's
Okay.
pretty gnarly. That was a bow
mean,
wielded by an assassin.
It
That
does
thing
look
is-
cool, and I want to mess with it a little
It's
bit.
a boy.
But we can always give it to him later.
He's a
I guess.
boy the same way that Doma's a little girl.
He does
true
not have
at
the blood of a
all.
god running through his veins.
Okay,
Seeker. It's a
nobody
bit
else has
different.
that. But he did survive all by himself coming here to us.
With a regular bow.
So he would be better with it, man. Anyway, that's fine. If
Yeah.
you want to keep it,
I,
it's okay.
I kind of want to mess with it a little bit. You're right. Yeah. Well,
We're giving him this really cool helmet.
just be safe. You know. I mean, who knows where that thing is?
I'll write a note every night.
Okay, great. Yes, please do.
Dear Flynn,
Yeah, I guess.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.
Mm,
Is it gold?
No. Not actually
okay.
You have
writing.
to actually write.
Smiling right.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's find these quarters and get situated then. I just wanted to make sure we brought that up in case that was a problem.
Of course.
Oma will be fine.
All right. As you guys walk through having this conversation, you kind of have like you guys are like blah blah blah. As you guys exit, you hear their voices thusly fade away as you all, the rest of you head towards the monarch's residence to
DM, I
get into
will,
chambers.
if I may.
Of course.
I will linger wherever the most appropriate area. I don't want to linger right outside the door or anything, but I'll linger in the
of course.
antechamber.
Yeah, it's like a huge hallway, so like you could walk around in here for a while and
I will admire the masonry.
cool. All right, it's great. You sit there and
It's
actually.
a little new.
Well, yeah, I'm actually. I mean, as you sit there in the antechamber, kind of looking up, you see the scaffolding and you hear the familiar ping of hammers and chisels and, yeah, some sounds that to Kellic I think are deeply familiar.
Definitely.
As you see these guys climbing along and going about their craft, reminded of maybe different times, simpler times.
Yeah. I'll just appreciate that, I guess. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Thesly. The doors close behind the assembled, or rather close as everybody else heads out. And Queen Isolde looks to you.
I have a request, and I would like to offer something to you as well. My request maybe is not best ask directly through you, but might be the quickest. I might get the most information this way. You're familiar with my brother's history, like where he came from and how he.
I've been told.
We lost everyone else in the massacre. I haven't been back since, and I've avoided keeping up or checking in, and I wanted to know if I could request access to any military personnel, any reports, anything that's happened in the 7 years since I have been home.
Of course. You can be granted access.
Thank you.
The town is much better protected now than it was 7 years ago.
Oh,
It's forgive my crassness, a very valuable resource to the kingdom.
I was always aware. Could I ask, who is Lord of East Haven now?
Well, to remember, yeah, she's smart as hell. A High Lord Auden, as I recall. Are you all right?
I didn't know he was alive.
His father was...
Yes.
Well.
Last time I saw Lord Auden, he had a sword sticking out of him. So.
I understand he and many others suffered the night of the attack on East Haven.
But others did live.
Some. That was one of Captain Vossen's finer bits of handiwork.
Yes. Has there been,
You were there.
Saw it all? Well, I didn't see who got to make it out.
And now I understand your animosity.
Yes. I also wanted to know if there been any dedication, any kind of memorial to those who lost their lives?
I'm afraid not.
My liege, I would like to then make a donation. I don't know if I would talk to I believe Lady Velinor is the one who I have more money than I've ever had in my entire life, and I would happily pay as much as necessary to honor the loved ones of everyone that was lost that night.
That is something we can discuss. Perhaps I can lean on Valinor and some members of either the Stonecutters or Enchanters Guild.
That'd be wonderful. But that was my request, and so I thank you. And the thing I would like to offer is I understand that you are sending two people you very much care about into a very dangerous place. I understand that comes with your position. I can tell that you are no stranger to it. But and I'm sure you have plenty of resources, but if I can offer them a blessing of my own before they leave, it would be best done right before they go. I'm not sure which day you plan to send them, but if you would like to call upon me, I can help.
I imagine they'll be departing within the next handful of days. we have yet to arrange a meeting place, see if it's even viable, who would be sent. And there is much to be discussed, but
Certainly.
I would be glad of any protection you can offer my family beyond what you already have.
Wonderful.
I'll draft up the necessary paperwork, or have it drafted, rather. Gods know I don't do much of any drafting myself these days. I will begin the process.
Thank you. I will, I'll look out for that, and I can't say I'm happy to look through these records, but I do strangely look forward to finding some answers and getting some closure. Well, thank you. Your time is very valuable. I will leave you now.
Thank you very much.
And I give kind of like an awkward bow and kind of like one eye on the corner, like wondering if the guards are going to open the door, like just feeling a little like socially awkward.
Yeah, as you bow a little bit, they the Steam Stride wardens do open the doors once more, you as you exit, you who have been loitering kind of here in the chamber, you hear the as the wide double doors open, and you see Kellic probably
Staring up
within
at
a few hundred feet or so, looking up. You see as you kind of bow and walk away, she like reaches over and grabs a quill and then like hastily scrawls out some notes and things like that, and then rolls that up and like puts it into like a pocket basically. Little note to herself or something to remember. But she says that she'll start the process of something like that.
Okay.
And
Dear, are you admiring the ceiling?
The stonework. Pretty masterful stuff.
Yes. Sure. You waited? Thank you.
Yes. Well, I just I wanted to ask you. We've got a bit of time. Did you have any plans tonight?
This evening?
Yes.
No. I do want to stop by Salix's office at some point, but no, I mean, if you want to spend time, absolutely.
Yes. But do you still have that that handsome doublet you wore when we first came here?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. If you want to meet at the residence, maybe you feel inclined to wear that, I think it would be appropriate.
All right.
You look quite fine in it.
Well, thank you. Should I prepare anything else? Are we doing something fancy?
Well, I kind of want to surprise you, if that's all right.
Oh. Yes. Good surprise.
Would I?
I don't know. Surprises make me a little anxious.
Yes.
But
that's why I ask. If you don't want to be surprised,
no.
I understand.
I trust you. So we will go with yes.
All right. Well, maybe 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Yes.
Grand. I can walk you to. I don't know how far Steamstride Landing.
Yeah.
Steamstride Landing is a little ways away. It's in the Burrows, so it's off of the Steamstride Landing is off of Sildar Stair, which is the center stair in the cliffs. So it's probably like probably a 15-20 minute walk or so from the Capitolium to get there.
I can walk you to the landing and leave it there.
Sure.
Everything go okay in there?
Yes.
You sound uncertain.
I got well, I'd been thinking about how to ask the Queen that since we'd met her, and then got news that like one of the people that I thought died at East Haven is alive.
Oh. That's good news.
It is, yes. It's strange. He was my oldest friend.
Well, that's amazing.
Right.
Do you want...
Just strange.
Yeah.
Just it's weird. It's like I don't know. It's like seeing a ghost. I thought I watched him die. It's just strange, conflicting information. I'm just trying to. I just heard it like seconds ago, and I'm just trying to process.
Yes. Banish the thought. How many people survived that attack?
I don't know. That was part of what I was talking to the Queen about.
Wasn't there some kind of breach in the security?
What do you mean?
I mean, how did Vassen get through the gates? My
the
understanding,
alarm never went. There was
East
an
Haven
alarm.
is well guarded, right?
Kellic, what are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything. It crossed my mind. I think I'm a little bit addicted to conspiratorial thinking after all of this expansion syndicate stuff.
Well, I
So
can assure
maybe
you
just-
he would have never had any reason because he was sole heir to that anyway, and he never really wanted it. So it's not as though.
I'm sorry. It's straight
That
thought.
doesn't. No. No, Auden loved his father. He would never do anything like that. And he certainly wouldn't.
Please don't think on it. I'm
No,
so sorry. I
well,
didn't mean to.
I'm going to think on it for a while. Just now. He wouldn't do that.
Good.
I've known him since we were. like 7 years old.
Do you want to? We can reach out to him with the mirror.
Oh! Something to consider. Yes, I would like that at some point.
Good. Yeah. Again, I apologize.
It's fine. You're just thinking through things. Just thinking through things. But I'm going to look through the records. Over the next day or so. The Queen said she would let me have access to all of the reports, and I haven't been back to East Haven since I was taken from it.
Yeah, I imagine that'll be hard.
So I want to visit Salix. I think maybe we could go through the records together, and might be healing.
Hope so. If you need any help, I'm always available.
Right.
Even, there is spellcraft that helps with feelings.
With feelings?
Yes, I can make angry people less angry, for example.
Ooh. I don't know if I like the sound of that.
But it's not like a mind control sort of thing. It's merely softening the blow.
No, I think I want to feel it.
I don't want you to suffer.
Kellic, nothing can hurt me worse than being there. And that's already passed.
Exactly. Done.
I mean, it did give me pause. If Auden survived, then I can't entertain that right now.
I think it's a hopeful thing that he survived. Not all is lost. Salix is alive. Your friend is alive.
Oh yes, he will be interested to know that Auden is alive. We all knew each other. It was Goodness, I'm so sorry. I just wasn't prepared to receive this kind of information today.
It's a lot. It's intense.
You ever believed someone was dead for 7 years and then find out that they're not?
don't
Because
think
with
so.
Salix, I was hopeful.
Somewhere, Salix is like.
There's a disturbance. What I get.
Yeah.
All right. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. I will wear the doublet. And
If you please.
yes. Am I gonna have to do any dancing? All right. I'm just preparing
Only
you.
if.
You lead if that's the case, because I'm not a good dancer. I would always.
It's not really about being good.
Okay.
I think, well, we'll see. We'll see what
I
the
just
night
don't want to
brings.
step on your feet. That would be
They're hardy. They're way better than me, these.
no. I don't want you to suffer, though, dear.
That's a bit of a comparison.
As the two of you
Yeah.
turn to lighter topics and make your way out of the Capitolium. I'm going to come back to initiative, some roleplay initiative. So 20 and above.
No, never.
15 to 20.
Lee?
Yeah, I rolled
10 to
I rolled so
15.
low.
12.
12, 10.
14.
All right, 14. 14 for Seeker.
9.
9. All right.
Straight 14.
So we got...
Great.
All right,
Me.
Fitting. We just spent a lot of time with Flynn.
Yeah, also,
yeah.
I'm probably going to go back and take a little nap ski over lunch. Probably.
Buddy's tired. All right. Hang
Yeah, I
on
saw
just a
Kellic
second.
stay off, and I'm like, we'll see you at the apartment. We'll see you at the place.
Where's my little folder with all of you guys? Anyway, that's fine. So Seeker.
Yeah.
Let's see. Seeker, as you exit the Capitolium, you know that your chambers are in the Monarch's residence, but
As we three are walking out, Olma. Thanks again for translating this scroll.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Are you gonna do that?
I think so. I kind of want to. Well, you think I should? Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably should have asked the queen for some stuff because, like, you need some stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need stuff.
Yeah. It's written right there.
Forgot. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah. Well, I understand that it brings up a lot of emotion when you think about it.
I bet I can go back, or maybe
Oh, I think you can ask her for anything whenever you want to. It's just
someone at the residence could probably.
yeah, you could like write a list and say, "Hey, Queen Isolde, I need these things. Any chance you could help me?"
I kind of now turn to Flynn. I kind of wanted to talk to everyone before I do it.
Well, it's too late now. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
You probably do it. What are you talking about? The what's the scroll again?
I would get to basically be a champion of Lars, or something like that, like a high priest.
I mean, Deathly didn't ask us before they became a champion of Fenra, so I don't think you really need to ask anybody. You should just do what you want to do.
I mean, becoming a champion would help, probably. I mean, it sounds good, so yeah, do it.
I don't have to ask, but we've learned a lot from.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I don't think this is that.
No, but
You're not like signing a contract and saying that you like because you're already
I
contracted
understand.
basically with Laris.
Look,
So
I'm just not quite
Do
sure.
you have to sign at the end? Do you know?
Huh?
Is there like do you have to sign at the end? Because maybe double.
no,
No,
No?
it's more of
Okay.
a devotion thing.
which you're already kind of devoted because you use Laris's magic already.
Mhm.
So I mean, this would just be like doubling down on that devotion that you already have.
No, I know your stance. I just want to get everyone's
So it'll make
opinion.
you more powerful?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, big time.
Yes.
So, yeah, what's the hesitation?
More magic.
What are we doing, man?
Huh?
Do it.
Okay.
Wait, why don't you want to do it?
I wanted
on.
I wanted to do it all for.
There you go.
I'm not sure that
Okay.
I deserve it.
What?
Oh,
Why?
Flynn.
Who would
Sometimes people feel like, for external reasons, they don't deserve the things they have or they're not worthy of the things they have. I don't know how anyone could feel that way. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're
So
making good points.
So I think Seeker needs to be reassured that he is valuable and that he deserves nice things.
I barely remember the names of there were like different types of priests. Look, people do. You see Kellic.
Yeah.
People do a lot of work for a very long time to get to these places. And now I have a scroll that I stole from my father.
Could your father translate it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So seems like he wasn't worthy of it.
Technically, I couldn't. You did.
I know, but you're worthy of my friendship.
Oh, thank you, Oma.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, Kellic has been doing this for a while, but I think if you weren't deserving of it, Laurus wouldn't give you the magic in the first place to use. So,
Totally.
I mean, the fact that you're using Laurus's magic shows that you're worthy of anything.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. All right, that's 2 votes for yes.
And it would look really cool. Like, I mean, imagine going up to the queen and be like, I am the champion
I
of
mean,
Laurus.
also, not for nothing, what you're doing with the Agents of Repair is like really helpful to the old gods.
We do fix.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like we're doing so much good for them.
Yeah.
I think if anybody should get to be an all-powerful cleric to Laurus, it would be the person who is trying to save their life.
and we made a deal with
Yeah, we also have some
Shade.
stuff to do, so
Shade.
anything can help.
yeah.
Not anything. Not anything. I know, not
Right,
anything.
right, not anything.
But this seems safe.
Yeah, totally.
Then I mean,
Not anything.
and then I mean, there's also this side of it. Maybe you will deserve it as you grow. Maybe getting it is gonna get you to deserve it. I don't know.
That seems
I'm still-
backwards.
Figuring things out, but I think you're good to go.
Or by virtue of just like being here and being a good person, you're worthy and you deserve it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything or be anything.
When you say good person, I definitely bristle. Mm.
I mean, it could also
Mm.
just be fate. You're
That's
the one that
true.
you're the one that got it and are able to read it.
Mm.
And also, I never learned that language, so I just know it because of my blood.
Magic. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Divine magic.
yeah, so like you were divinely meant to be friends with me,
Mhm.
and then you were divinely meant to get that scroll translated. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like a really old language, and I don't think anyone else
Yeah.
can read it right now.
That all makes sense. Okay. Well, you two are for it, so I'm going to wait here for those two and talk to them for a moment, and then probably, if they vote for it, yes.
So we're not good enough?
Wait, I thought you just told me that I'm good enough.
But you're telling me that what we have to say is not
Yeah,
valuable.
I mean,
It's I'm looking for like
you know, so you just want
Majority.
everyone's okay.
well, we already have majority. 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah. What's your vote?
I haven't voted.
Okay.
Unsure.
What? But I thought we made a really good argument.
You did.
I think so
You
too.
did. That's why we're still going with this. Yeah. You did. Very strong.
Well, I'm
Believe
sure they're gonna say the same thing, but so if they say no, what are you gonna? You're just gonna
You're just gonna do it?
Not you-
Say they don't even care. Doesn't even care what we
We're
have
not
to
gonna
say.
use-
What was the point of us even saying our
like, what-
opinion?
and also if you don't use it and we die because you didn't use it,
If they say no, I'm the tiebreaker.
So what's your tie?
I don't
what's
know.
your answer,
I will-
man?
I'll
You
let-
can break the tie right now.
I could.
okay. Well, if you don't use it, let me have it.
Secret getting put on blast by Oma and Flynn.
Because this could really help us, you know, save the fucking world.
I want that.
Do you?
I do. I really do, Flynn.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just go to the house. Are you gonna split off? I might split off. Oh yeah.
You're gonna go split up? Fine, go split off.
I mean, what do you want to do? You want to do
I'm going to the house to wait. I have to wait for someone to come and drop me off.
You're just gonna sit there? Did they say how long you have to wait?
They didn't tell me how long. I just have to like sit and wait.
That's gonna be boring.
Tell me about it, but I can't do anything about it.
All right. Well, I guess I'll see you when you get back then.
Or you'll see me. That's what you just said.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Maybe I will go back and get a.
As Flynn and Oma walk away from Seeker, leaving him on the Capitolian step.
backwards
Yeah.
as
Just slowly but surely,
Continuing.
as the two of you like talking at one another, just like wander off.
Oh.
After a time, as the two of them wander off, you do eventually, if you wait there, you do see the two of them exit the building.
I'm like playfully stepping on Thessaly's feet. Gotta get some licks in before,
No, I'm going to try not to. It's oh goodness.
Seeker.
Hi.
Hi.
So, okay. I got so you know the scroll that I had?
Yes. Oh.
Oma finished.
Oh.
What?
Sorry. You might want to fill Kellic in.
Scroll.
Yeah. I stole a scroll from my father, and Oma has been translating it. And it will essentially give me everything I've ever wanted, or at least I used to want. And I would be like a high priest, maybe a champion of Laris. And I wanted to ask you two what you think.
That's what was in the scroll?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some other stuff. And apparently I need some stuff to be able to use it. And I have to go through like a 24-hour rite.
Wow.
That is something of a find.
I look at you with the most lost you've ever seen my eyes. I don't know if I deserve this.
Well, that's bizarre. You've been spoken to by an angel of Laris. How many mortals do you think that's happened to? Like, in all of history?
I don't know.
Not many, Seeker.
Hadn't thought of that.
You're already a champion of Laris. My question to you is, do you want to be? Where is your faith these days?
Yes, I do.
Because, well, but I think there's your answer.
You work so hard. I have a piece of vellum that I stole from my father when I was angrily leaving.
You healed those men in Darham Keep, right alongside me. Much of the work we do for the gods is on the inside.
I'm gonna reach forward and take both of Seeker's hands in mine if he'll let me.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Taka, I don't think I've ever told you this, and I should have. If there were more people in the temples like you, I would have never felt alone there.
Really?
Really. Just because you didn't stay, and just because you didn't follow all of the etiquette and, quite frankly, bullshit that some... And I kind of like look a little anxiously towards Kellic.
I shrug.
That some of these people put on airs for, all in the name of gods, but for their own power. You are a genuinely good-hearted person.
It is a lot of bullshit.
If you want this, then you should have it, because Laris is lucky to have you.
Okay. So that's 2 more yeses.
Oh, have you already spoken to Olman Flynn then?
Yes.
And they...
Well.
They were very adamant.
It's no surprise.
I just wanted to talk to you all about it.
For what it's worth, you'll get no envy from me. You know?
My personal
should have
feelings
this.
aside about the gods, I mean, if you want this,
I've always wanted this.
I know. I think you're a much better representative than most people.
Okay. Well, I guess I should go find some stuff and okay.
Before he goes, I'm gonna tug him into a big sister hug.
I accept. And I will return it.
Big hug there on the steps of the Capitolium.
I'll reach out and like pull I like it.
I like patting.
That awkward three-person
That
hug.
little
Yeah, yeah.
three-person hug
Love
here
it,
on the
love
steps of
it.
the Capitol.
Somewhere, Flynn and I feel very left out.
Yeah. Oh, they're still just chattering away, wandering down the street.
I feel empty.
You gotta do it.
But your hug here on the steps of the Capitolium complete, the two of you head off to do your various duties. As Seeker, you take to the streets of Stillgate, rather,
Yeah.
to find the necessary items for your impending ritual. Sounds
right?
like?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, as you take to the streets of Stillgate in search of those items,
Oh no.
we'll pick up there next time. It is, yeah, we got through.
I was gonna say, and you find them,
Yeah.
And then we keep going. And
Yeah, I think because we're at time. Yeah, that went quick. So, well, hopefully you enjoyed watching that as much as we enjoyed playing it. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Hey nerds, Russ here. If you're enjoying Venture Forth, please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using. And make sure to tell your friends, and your family, and the person walking on the side of the street, all of those things. Just yell out that you love Venture Forth. And if you're interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon. There's a link in our description. It really supports us as a whole. We wouldn't be able to do it without our patrons. And you get access to some really cool bonus content. So if you want to see us off the screen, off the podcast, doing silly things, that's where to go. Bye, nerds.